Keleni, aleni rogo da. Öyle.
Okay, I'm Kelvin Mudhomi. I'm the Bomet in charge, the Tharaka County. And here we are in the Chuka County Referral Hospital, Department of Oxygen Plant. Wacha kwanza nianze na kushukuru the County Government of Tharaka and the leadership of Honorable, His Excellency Honorable Mudhomi Joki for providing us with the oxygen plant. Because before this oxygen plant came, we had a lot of issues, crises here and there. Tulikuwa tunanunua oxygen from BOC, wako na branch Meru. The cost of one cylinder was around 5,500. But now we are producing right here, free of charge. We are using nothing. Tunatumia tu hewa hii hewa tuna breathe in and power electricity. Very cheap. And the oxygen available here is sufficient for all public hospitals in Tharaka and can manage to help other hospitals here and outside Tharaka. This plant was installed as 2020, and that time we had no issues with the COVID. But later, March last year, COVID struck the country, the world, and the consumption of oxygen due to COVID is very high. But we are lucky one. We have an oxygen plant, which was donated by our Excellency, Honorable Mudhomi Joki. Now we can provide oxygen to COVID people, that is COVID in isolation. So if you are there and you have a COVID, kindly go to public hospital, you'll get oxygen. Oxygen is there in plenty. Let me assure the public there that if you have issues with COVID, difficulty breathing and all those the symptoms of the COVID, kindly go to isolation in Chuka Hospital. It's free of charge. Oxygen is there in plenty. From kupimwa to treatment, it's free. We have an oxygen plant, we are producing enough oxygen. The only challenge is the oxygen cylinders. If you can get enough oxygen cylinders, you can be able to supply more hospitals and even outside the county.
Sijarekodi. Niweke mtizamo. Hata kwa unajogo hospitali sio ina nini.
Na
ndio ni hivyo. Ndio wala.
Ndio.
Matengenezo yote jega ndio. Achika
Yeah. So, Ron, can you give us a take on what happened, starting from where we start everything?
This is our oxygen plant. Starting from that end, this is the compressor that compresses air into the cylinder. The cylinder delivers the air into the oxygen generator. This is our oxygen generator that separates oxygen from other elements. Because in the area our cylinder is here full. What we normally do is to fill this cylinder. That is the filling station, and this is the filling compressor. So we use this compressor to fill all these cylinders. And then we can, at the same time, we can use them in the water. Especially now in the isolation, in the isolation center, we are using the cylinders because the piping only runs in the neighborhood. So we use the cylinders because we have a manifold that's and a piping system into the water. So we fill the cylinders. We have got 16 cylinders that are meant for Koyo. We fill them and then we deliver to Koyo. And then they are used in the water. if there is need for oxygen, we administer to patients. These are big systems, and they deliver up to 9,000 liters. And usually there is food, it's stopped. So sometimes I bring the pressure from down. That is good. It has been heavy, it has been served this county for 6 years before this. So relatively very much. So compared to production. Yes, smaller than what that is. This one is bigger. This one is bigger. Okay. This one is bigger. Look at the compressor. So can you apply to America? Yes. Ambulances. When they require, like sometimes you get people.
Rongita.
Oxygen inatoka kwa nini? Kwanza hiyo hiyo sauti hiyo ni air. Kwa oxygen from this point inakuwa oxygen inatoka na oxygen. As machine takes up air in the air compressor. Inavuta kutoka nje ya
It's a reservoir tank, air reservoir tank. So this year you have got saving on oxygen consumption in the water there. Yeah. So it's a 24-hour machine here, which is submit and stop. Inajizima ikijaza. So ikisema kutoka water kwamba imedrop.
Jua?
Yes. Kuna vile ndaweza kuandika script. Unajua ule minister kuna vitu vingine wengi hizi ni kweli. Unaona nini? Ni kweli. So maybe utaona tu vile maybe I can give you some small description. So basically kwanza hata hiyo ni suction kila so compressor so oxygen. But they also fall under the same section because normally suction is required in special places like HDU, yeah, in theater. So suction is centralized here. Hata kutoka kutia kamera naweza weka on ndio tembezi. Kwa hiyo mpiga. cylinders from far-flung health facilities within the county. Yes. So they normally come.
Sasa naweza pata nini? Najua
private. So, by the Tabra in we how we get including the media, the capacity, and restore now to restore oxygen. So, I get one day you comment the get capacity in on, okay, get the can and get in order to know.
Helps the patients in supply of oxygen. So basically here we have got 2 air compressors. Initially we had 1 and the administration has increased to 2, and this is due to the number of patients that have increased in our facility that require oxygen. So the 2 compressors here help in refilling of the reservoir tank, that is for medical air. We also have a very important unit for oxygen generation, that is oxygen generator, and that is also the main component part of oxygen generation. So it supplies to our wards here. We have very many wards. We also have the theater, which oxygen is key in operations. Supplies also to our HDU, including the renal unit. So it has actually been piped to other several parts of the hospital. Then we also have our oxygen refilling plants here that we normally use to refill oxygen to our far-flung health facilities within the county. So they normally come for refilling. They come with the cylinders, and we have a big refilling machine here. We also refill oxygen to our ambulatory vehicles.
that also help patients within the county and also outside the county. So the administration has actually done a good thing, and it is actually very important, especially at this time of COVID. It is also supplying many places. We have other far-flung facilities within the county that come for refilling purposes. So our isolation center here also gets the oxygen within the hospital here. And we have a backup, a manifold consisting of several cylinders actually that are supplying the isolation unit. So it has really helped the hospital and our patients at large. Thank you.
Yeah, we are in Longisa Referral Hospital, and our main mission this morning was to check our capacity in terms of oxygen production. I think we are lucky as a county that we have 2 facilities within Bomet that produces oxygen plants. So one, and the main one that produces the largest amount of oxygen, is the one that we have in our referral hospital. The other facility is, of course, within our private facility, the Nwek Mission Hospital. 9,000 liters per hour. That is a very high volume, and it is serving our facility. All our beds in the Longisa Referral Hospital are connected to oxygen. Centers also that have been identified for isolation, which includes Koyua, we also supply oxygen. We have 24 to 30 beds in Koyua that are supplied with oxygen, and we use containers, cylinders, to supply oxygen to that isolation center. We have also an isolation center within the referral hospital, that is our I unit, which we converted to an isolation center. And all the beds within that isolation center have also been supplied with oxygen. We have done the piping in that section, and we connect cylinders through the manifold that has been adapted to that particular facility. So what we want to request, especially for our private facilities within Bomet, if they are in need of oxygen, so long as they have cylinders, we'll be able to supply. We would also want to extend the same to our neighbors. If there is a facility within the neighboring counties that requires oxygen, we will also supply them free of charge. They can bring their containers so that we can fill for them. Any ambulances, especially the ones on transit, either from our neighboring counties, taking patients to wherever part of this country, and you run short of oxygen, maybe along the way, we would also be willing to reveal those containers free of charge. So we are very happy, and we are not complaining about oxygen supply in the county. Of course, I know from the reports that we have been hearing from the media, we have a lot of demand because of the challenge that we are facing, the COVID-19. So we want to partner with our friends within the county, the ones who are giving us health services. We want to partner with our neighbors, the neighboring counties, so that we ensure that we save lives. So personally, I'm very happy and I'm encouraged. Within this facility also, we have a vacuum evacuator that is also connected through piping to our wards. So these are very rare facilities, and I know people may not be aware, but we have this equipment within our facility, our referral. This is our commitment to ensure that we provide quality services, health services to the wananchi. Otherwise, I'm very happy, and I want to assure our people that we will do everything within our reach to ensure that their lives are safe. In terms of vaccination, we receive a patch of, I think, 3,000 units for vaccination. And we have done almost 2,500 around there. So out of the 3,000, we are only remaining with around 500. We had been allocated 6,000 units. Yes, so we still have another patch that is going to be supplied of around 3,000. So we want to encourage our people to come out, especially the front line staff, and also our security people, which includes the policemen, so that they can be vaccinated. Otherwise, so far so good. The number of cases that we have registered from last year, when we reported the first case, is around almost 500. Because by last week, I think there were around 445. So it's now close to 5,000 people, 500 people that have tested positive within Bomet. We would want to still call upon the wananchi that it is your responsibility, it's also my responsibility that I ensure that I stay safe. So please let us comply with all those conditions that have been set by the ministry, putting on of masks, washing of hands and sanitizing, and also to keep social distance. It's very important. That is your responsibility. What we are doing as a government is just to facilitate you so that you are empowered so that you can protect yourself. So let us save lives by